Hello everyone, I'm Duncan, this is Momo, and this is another Stormlight Podcast episode.
Hello, everybody. Man, it's fucking cold.
Oh, I have sweater and hoodie over the sweater.
Yeah, it's very cold, so this is why we are wearing. But anyway, this episode we are doing from chapter I think 85, right?
We are basically finishing book 4.
Yes, and we will also do 3 interludes of next book because we are maybe hoping that we can finish with next episode entire book. But we will see. I hope that we will be able to do it. Shall we dive in?
I'm ready.
What do you want to talk about first?
To me the most interesting part was definitely Shallan. Having, there were hints, but I was tricked.
Thing is, man, I wanted to talk a little bit about that in previous episode because it was kind of fairly obvious that this cryptic deadeye that pattern showed was connected to Shallan, and I think I could have guessed what was happening, but I somehow forgot to talk about it.
Yeah, I didn't even guess it. Do you know what I thought, honestly? I thought, you remember those guys that were trying to beat some Windspren?
Yes?
I thought those guys, somehow when they overstress Stren, they can make it Deadeye. Foolishly, for some reason. And I thought that was the ploy to make sure that Adolin fails. Setting up...
I mean, I kind of just forgot. I wasn't sure. But I had sneaking suspicion, but it's still, it was... I mean, what are the odds, man, that Pattern is really a dumb one?
But here's the question, why? I wonder if that will be revealed, obviously, in the end, but we can speak about it. Do you have any suspicions why she would break the oath?
I mean, it was fairly obvious to me. She was a fucking child.
And that's why.
Man, children are... First of all, I don't think children can comprehend what it actually do. What breaking the oath would do to Spren. And even if it know maybe what would happen to Spren, it's a child. They are unpredictable and they are selfish. Although I understand. I mean, Shallan as a child was under tremendous stress. I mean, her mother tried to kill her father, even though ultimately he was, I cannot say a good guy, but I think his motives were good. It's just that, this whole mother situation, I think basically ruined him. So her childhood, she was under a lot of stress. And like I said, she's a child, man. They cannot comprehend. They are unpredictable. It's, for me, man, like I think Spren should realize that, don't want fucking children. Wait till they are at least like 14, 15 when they understand a little bit more.
I didn't even think about it in that way. To me, it all still feels very fishy. I just simply don't know what happened. Like, it's possible that it was some manipulation or...
I don't know. It just, to be honest, I didn't think too much about it. I just assumed she was child and, that to me seemed a thing child would do.
It's also weird that another same type of Spren would bond her after she...
That's what's stranger to me, man.
Yeah.
But, I think these friends, like, this happened to me while reading this book. Like, I am not only with Spren, but also with Parshendi, with humans. You are viewing, like, entire, I don't know, species of people, like humans or Parshendi or Spren, as a monolith. as somebody, as they all act the same, they all have same motivations. But as we are, learning more, we realize that each of these groups are extremely diverse. Like honor sprints are maybe the best example. We truly saw. Before this best batch of chapters, we saw honor sprint as pretty much all the same. They had same views on humans. They had same motivation and same goals. But now we see that that's not the case. They have like very, very diverse motives and thinking of how should they proceed in future. Then you see Parshendi, man. I keep switching. Is Raboniel good guy? Is she bad? I mean, not guy, girl, but whatever. And then you realize at the end, it's neither. I mean, I cannot call her evil or bad. I mean, what she is planning is terrible, but it's her way of stopping this war. It's the only way that she could think about. And I really cannot call her evil. I cannot also call her good. But can you really call, I don't know, Navani good? Because up before, last couple of chapters, her goal was to destroy all Parshendi. So who is in right here?
No, I definitely never. I from the beginning. I mean, not from the beginning, but from the moment I realized that we were the invaders of the planet. I mean, I wasn't.
I didn't have problem with that. I mean, that happened, but you need to move on. But more you learn about like different these. I don't know. I call Parshendi people also because they are kinda people. But more you learn about these different people, these different groups, you realize that everybody have the same outlook. And this book, like previous books, I was thinking, okay, these are good guys, these are bad guys. But this book, everything is jumbled to me. Like, honestly, man, every sane Parshendi, not Parshendi, I don't know, every sane fused, I kind of understand them. They are not bad guys. Raboniel, Leshvi, is it Leshvi?
Yes.
You cannot, especially Leshvi, you cannot say that by all, like morality standards, she's more honorable than 95% of people.
Remember Eshonai?
Yeah, Shonai also. Even Venli now.
Remember
Even though she was a piece of shit. What?
Remember Parchments?
Yeah. And also, even like reading about Kelek, man. One chapter I remember first chapter that I read, with him, I hated this guy instantly. Then, reading these chapters, some chapters I really hate him. Some chapters I really like him. But I understand him. He is, he's crazy. And it's no wonder, man, because for thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years, this guy was tortured. And even if he wasn't tortured, I think we touched this subject in Malazan about, beings who have extremely long lives. Like, for example, Tista Andy. Even if you were not tortured, just living long enough and seeing enough shit would kind of break you. But just imagine being tortured for thousands and thousands of years.
Yeah, of course. They all have their own.
Yeah, I kind of, understand. Even you can understand sometimes somebody's point of view or somebody's actions without actually condoning them. And I think that's how I feel about Kelek, for example.
Yeah, I agree with that. So what shall we speak about next?
Man, this was, in my opinion, the biggest revelation. Something that seemed like perfectly reasonable. Just for some reason, I never thought about it, and I never read even somebody who mentioned it that he thought about it, and that these these Deadeyes, they were not victims, but they were partners of Radiants who broken their oath. Basically, these friends also broken their oath.
But that's kind of like perfect thing to hide because they couldn't speak.
Yeah, but like it's strange to me that I never thought about it. That I never thought about the fact, like maybe these friends. I mean, we saw a relationship between Night Radiant and Spren, and we saw that it's partnership. And that we didn't even thought, not only me, but honestly, man, I never read, and I read a lot of forums and on Reddit and on Facebook groups. I read a lot of like theories of Stormlight, and probably somebody made that connection, but I didn't see it. It's incredible to me that nobody thought about something that was so simple and that was staring in our faces.
Yeah, but now it's even bigger mystery what happened. Is it like simple as they simply figure out that they are not right? And
No, I think that it was mentioned here that it's deeper than that. Sure, that maybe like was beginning point, but they realized that what they are doing is dangerous. That end result of what they are doing have potential to destroy Roshar. I think that was and I don't understand how, or maybe I'm not even right, but I had that feeling that Spren and humans together, they realize that if they continue on the path that they are on, they will do much more harm than good. But it was, man, also such a powerful scene, man, because as you remember, I was expecting kind of this, that Maya will get better, for the lack of better word. But man, it was such a powerful moment, and I really didn't expect, like that this will happen.
yeah, it was really cool.
Man, I remember reading, like, so far I enjoy this book. I think these last 20 chapters will be explosive, but this is the first time in this book that I got goosebumps while I was reading.
Yeah,
there was so far there was no moment in this book that I got as much goosebumps while I was reading as this moment, and the moment when Raboniel killed her daughter.
Oh yeah.
Those were such a powerful moments, man, when you realize that her main motivation is actually, like releasing her daughter from this suffering.
But she understand it perfect because she's probably almost. She understand that she's like mad as well. So yeah.
Yeah, but there are like different level of levels of being mad. She's, I don't think you can be a completely sane person after living for thousands upon thousands of years, especially living on Braves, which is horrible place to live, non-stop being killed and coming back. You cannot be, which is why I was thinking, man, like all these like ancient creatures, characters, they are mad. And I believe that they would be mad, for example, even if they were not tortured, like in case of heralds. Like I honestly believe that even if they were not tortured, that they would be mad. And I was wondering, man, how come that Wit is sane? Because compared to him, these heralds are children, right?
Yeah, but so what? I think that people like that are rare. Like even in our world, some people
Yeah.
can simply, but they are probably also more dangerous. I mean, it's
Yeah, and by the way, I'm not saying that Wit is completely sane. But he look sane-ish,
He acts.
if that is the word.
He acts kinda sane.
Yeah. I mean, he is like eccentric, but that is to be expected from somebody who lived as long as he did, honestly.
Do you know what I also think about him? I feel that he has a very specific goal, and people who have like very specific goal that they pursue passionately, it's like it's easier.
I
for
agree
them.
with that. It's easier to focus. Like I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Where also I kind of shuddered when Rabbaniel was talking about with Navani that you can travel from other worlds to Roshar, and like Navani was thinking on physical travel, and when Rabbaniel explained that they actually tried physical travel, space travel from Brace to Roshar, these heavenly ones were bringing lot of void light and trying to fly there. And I don't know if most readers understand how hostile actual space is. And when I read that, when she said that some of them survived, they died after a couple of hours maximum. And I don't think that a lot of people understand what surviving a couple of hours in space means. I mean, they were non-stop probably healing themselves with void light, but space is such a hostile thing, man, that first of all, there is no air, so you will suffocate after some time. But you can mitigate that with healing. But there are worse problem, man. Worst problem is that not only that there is no air, but there is kind of vacuum there. And literally what will happen is that any moisture in your body will start to boil up. Like pretty much instantly. Like I think after 30 seconds you are probably gone. You will be boiled alive, if this makes sense.
Cooked.
Just imagine, man, that agony.
Yeah. I mean, healing is the only thing that...
Yes, man, but I'm not sure they are getting healed, and after they die, they will, come back. But problem is, man, that pain is, I don't know. And plus, there is radiation also.
Hour-long cooking.
Yeah. If she said that they die after a couple of minutes, I would be okay, yeah. But man, dying after a couple of hours of that is fucking, it's terrible.
That's how probably lobsters feel.
Man, this is worse, definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, it would suck to be a lobster, to be cooked alive. I would like to say that is the reason why I don't eat lobster, but it's not. I simply don't eat it because I don't eat it. But I think you should never, like, I'm not one of those like vegetarian type of guys. I eat meat and everything, but at least have decency to kill it before you start cooking or eating it. That's what I'm saying.
Shall we speak a little bit about Kelek?
Yeah.
So apparently I was wrong last time. He's dying, and I think he's dead. So they are moving into oblivion when they are put into that thing. Both him and Jezreel.
Yes, but there is difference. I don't think that they would move to oblivion if Tanavast is still alive.
So you think that's the trigger?
Yes, because he mentioned that Mishram, and Mishram is Boado Mishram, will not fade into oblivion, unlike him and Jezreel.
Oh, so you think that's because Odin?
And he even mentioned that is because they are severed from their, I don't know, source of powers. Like their spren died, and their spren is Tanavast. Spren of Boado Mishram is odium. When I say spren, I don't mean obviously spren, but it's analogy. And he points out that Boado Mishram is very much alive and he will apparently never die. He said that. I don't know what would happen, for example, if Odium died. What would that mean for Boado Mishram? Yes. But I think if Odium died, that situation with Boado Mishram would be same with Kelek and Jezreel. And he say, that Jezreel was maybe trapped for a week or two, or I don't know, sometimes, but after that he disappeared. And he say that same will happen to him, so I presume that he will get captured also.
Okay, but so let's assume that, that theory is correct, that it depends on that. But this Kalak, is this written? Because is this like some book that somebody else is reading? Maybe that Chris person, or is this just his thoughts? That's what I'm not sure.
I think he put this on paper.
But how? How did someone get to that paper? That's...
Oh man, like same way when we were reading in book 3. We were reading parallel with book 3, we were reading Dalinar thoughts that he put at the end of the book, basically. So this is probably after Kelek died, somebody found his manuscript or whatever, and we are reading that, basically.
He was trapped into some space between somewhere in that...
Yeah, you mean that? I didn't even thought about it.
Yeah,
maybe like somebody wrote that then. I think when they are trapped, I'm 100% sure, because the reason why Ghostbloods wanna capture him is because they want information. So if they capture him, if they want information, it stands to reason that they can communicate with him when he is trapped.
Yeah, you are right. So there is a way.
I mean, I don't know for sure, but why would they wanna trap him in that dagger? I mean, reason why they wanna trap him because they want information. So why would they trap him if they cannot extract after that information? So they can converse with him in some way. I don't know how.
I wanna know how it happened, because obviously Shallan in the end didn't do it. So who did?
I mean, we will see, man. I'm sure that these last 20 chapters will be explosive, because there are many things set up for sure. I mean, we need to see, like in these next 20 chapters, we need to see how this tower situation will be resolved. And it definitely will be resolved because it already kind of started happening. We also got revelation that there are thousands of listeners. This rebel group is alive, and Venli is obviously gonna go and look for them, and I presume that she will find them. I mean, this war need to be like not entire war, but this war that Dalinar is waging on this other front that we basically almost didn't see nothing about, need to be resolved in some way. I think Taravanjan situation maybe doesn't need to be resolved, but it need to move forward, and I'm curious to see how it will be.
He got 2 corrupted spren coming to him, so who's gonna collect them? That's the question.
Yeah, I don't know. And apparently, man, Jeanette is definitely, working for her own goals. She's kind of independent from Odium, as much as you can be independent from somebody who basically gave you power.
Yeah.
But what was also interesting to me when Kalak wrote that what they did to Boado Mishram is terrible, but he didn't mention that it's terrible morally. He said that it's terrible, like for Roshar, what they did to Boado Mishram.
But why do you think that is?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Maybe.
And I was thinking maybe it's because maybe he's saying that because it showed the enemy basically the way to do the same to Heralds and Radiants, but it's not that. I'm sure that it's not that. I mean, I think he means like on some profound level that it's hurtful to Roshar, like a planet, like, I don't know, like nature. When I say nature, I don't mean literally nature, but you know,
Trees.
I don't mean like that, but it hurt like some flow of things. That's the feeling I get.
But maybe doing that same thing to Kelek and Jezrien, maybe it's also terrible, you know?
I don't think it's same
But what? Oh, maybe because they are not.
because there's, you know, Tanavast is dead.
Huh.
I honestly think that killing heralds doesn't influence anything, because like I think I already mentioned this, like everybody with power in this in Roshar is kind of, you know, two there are two parts of it. There is human and there is, for example, Spren. There is herald and there is part of Tanavast. There is unmade and there is odium. There is fused and I presume again odium. So, like, if one part is already dead, the other part is, I don't know, it's strange. It's not as if both parts are alive and you, for example, imprison it. It's completely different if one part is already dead and you imprison basically human.
It's possible. But I guess we will have to see.
Yeah. But it was this book so far, like, I cannot say that I didn't enjoy it, because I really did. But I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed, for example, Oathbringer up until this point. And it will be up to last 20 chapters to kind of pull through, in my opinion. And sometimes, you know, like I say, there are always differences between books, but it's always my expectation in these like 10 book series that books will kind of ramp up. I don't know if this makes sense. Sure, there will be some dips, but in my opinion, like in 10 book series, like book 10 should be the best book, book 9 should be second best book, and so on and so on. I don't know if this makes sense, but I kind of always get that feeling. And I really want these last 20 chapters to be epic, but we will see.
We're gonna rank them.
Yeah, after this book, definitely I think, you know, we can rank them. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
Nothing.
Yeah. Do you still think that Navani will born sibling?
I mean, I'm shaken a little bit, but I'm going to read these chapters right away.
Yeah.
So
I'm still like 90% sure that she will, but I was 99% sure at that point. Like David now is 10%, solid 10%.
yeah, I hope not.
I also hope not, because I found Navani to be such a not, but much more exciting character than David is.
Can you imagine David leading the Uritero?
Maybe even that would maybe be funny, his transformation. But you know, I still think that Navani will bond. But we will see.
Yeah.
But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and see you hopefully next week. Bye.
Bye.